Nugget and Jasper. The Yarn of Three Wishes. Part 1. The Awakening. It started in the middle of the night. The house was still. Not a creak, not a sound. Only the soft breathing of two cats sleeping at the foot of the bed. Nugget was curled tightly, golden tail tucked beneath him. Jasper sprawled out like a fluffy king, stretching across the blanket. Then, a red glow filled the room. Soft, flickering, strange. Both cats opened their eyes at the same time. On the floor beneath the window, a single piece of red yarn lay curled, like a question mark, glowing from the inside out. It moved, slowly, silently, and slid across the floor, disappearing under the bedroom door. Nugget stood first. His tail flicked once. Jasper blinked sleepily. Wait, is that yarn glowing? Are we dreaming? But Nugget was already moving. Not running, just walking. Focused. Determined. Jasper rolled upright with a sigh and padded after him. I swear, if this turns into a giant glowing sock mission, I'm going back to bed. But deep down he knew. This was no ordinary yarn.comma. This was the beginning. Part 2. The Whispering World. They passed through the door, stepping into a world unlike anything they had ever seen. The floor beneath them was soft, made of glowing threads. The air shimmered with ethereal light as floating islands spun above, their edges wrapped in golden yarn. Where are we? Jasper whispered, looking around at the floating paths, the distant tower, and the strange plants that looked like yarn and stars. This doesn't look like our house. Nugget's eyes glowed faintly as he studied the path ahead. A portal appeared before them, pulsing with soft red light. There was no fear in his eyes, only focus. This was no dream. This was a new world. We have to follow the thread. Nugget meowed quietly, his voice low but full of purpose. It's our path. Jasper, unsure, followed. The strange air buzzed around them. A feeling of mystery, of something ancient and powerful, hung in the air. Ahead, the yarn tower waited, bathed in soft golden light. The journey had only just begun. Part 3. The Trials of Good Deeds. As they ventured deeper into the realm, a voice echoed through the air. It was soft but firm, carrying an ancient power. Only by completing 5 deeds of light can you claim the final wish. Suddenly, 5 glowing sigils appeared around them. The first trial began immediately. They had to save a trapped kitten on a frozen cliff. Jasper jumped ahead, slipping and sliding, while Nugget calmly balanced his paws. Carrying the kitten back to safety.com next, they helped an elder cat who was trapped in a fear loop. Jasper used his energy to distract the nightmares, while Nugget patiently calmed the old cat, breaking the fear spell. The trials continued. The greedy squirrel, the forgotten toy, and the final test. The mirror of choice, where they had to decide whether to take the wish or give it away. Without hesitation, Nugget and Jasper gave up the wish, choosing selflessness. We're guardians, Nugget said quietly. We don't need rewards. Part 5. The 5 Deeds of Light. With the 5 trials complete, they stood before the final thread, ready to claim their reward. But something was missing. Malra's voice echoed again. To prove your hearts, you must complete 5 more deeds. Nugget and Jasper accepted the challenge, not for themselves but for others. They faced each of the 5 trials, saving a trapped kitten on a high cliff, calming a fearful elder cat lost in her memories, returning stolen threads to a greedy squirrel, lighting a flickering star that had fallen from the sky. And, in the final challenge, they gave the wish away to those who needed it most. With each good deed, they grew stronger, closer, and more powerful. Part 6. The Final Wish. The world was quiet. The magical tower, the glowing threads, the 5 deeds, all of it was fading now. Like a dream at sunrise, the soft glow of the final thread had disappeared, leaving Nugget and Jasper standing in a world that was both familiar and completely new. As they walked back toward the spot where their journey had started, the magical realm began to shrink. The glowing paths melted into the soft morning light. The floating islands were gone. Only the memory of what they had experienced remained. The 2 cats stood at the edge of the path, staring at the world they'd once known. Nugget flicked his tail, a soft, calming motion. Jasper stretched out, yawning like he hadn't just been through a magical trial. He smiled. "It's good to be back, right?" Nugget nodded, eyes glowing softly. He didn't need to say anything. The bond they shared spoke louder than words. Together, they had faced unimaginable challenges. And together, they had found something more powerful than magic, a connection. Back at home, the familiar scent of the house filled their noses. The morning sun was pouring in through the windows, casting soft rays across the room. The furniture, the blankets, the familiar smells of home. It was all just as they remembered it. But something was different now. The peace felt deeper. The air was lighter. Jasper, ever the curious one, walked up to the window and stared outside. His playful nature was back, but now with a little more wisdom. He could sense the world in a way he never had before. With more understanding, more purpose. Nugget padded over to him, his soft purring a comforting hum. The 2 cats sat by the window, side by side, watching the world wake up, just like every morning. But now with a new sense of protection. Guardian wasn't just a title. It was who they had become. The promise. There were no more glowing threads. No more trials. The yarn had vanished. But the lessons, the bond they had forged in that strange realm, remained. "We're ready," Jasper whispered, curling up next to Nugget. "A long adventure. And now just rest." Nugget settled beside him, his body warm and soft against the floor. They both drifted off into a peaceful sleep, their paws tucked under, content and together. The world was safe. And tomorrow, they'd be ready for whatever came next. The end.